Okay. Hold on, guys. I'm not sure if I'm live or not. Hold on, guys. I think I am now, guys. I'm on. Shit. Right. Guys, hello. Quite a different thing. Quite a different thing, this. Normally this would just be a video. And obviously, the only live people see me do normally is watch-alongs. This is going to turn into a video afterwards, so give me like 2 minutes if you're watching this as a video. Let me just like gather my thoughts, because this is something that I never do. I want to do next season like Championship and League One lives, almost like weekly. But I need to be able to transition from video live and to have it like as one, which I think I might struggle with because this is my first go. But regardless, I would like to do a preview for the games. I would like to do a preview for the playoff games. Obviously, this would normally be a video, but in light of Match Bingo, I'm going to do a live. So just quickly, let's just get it out of the way nice and early. Guys, I've got my own game for playoff final for Championship, okay? I've got my own game. It's got a £350 pot. If you sat, that's the only way to get it, by the way. 350 quid to winner. Or pot, even. Not to winner, but there's a pot for 350 beans. So, and you get £10 if you sign up. So it's happy days, you know what I mean? The out of the game's available, but mine is best one. Right, now that's out of the way. I'm going to say this is going to be like an hour-long thing. I just want to go through it all quickly. Like, look at this thing and all quickly. Oh my god, little swipe. Shit! So it's going to be in the style of the EFL reviews that I do. Just want to explain it. But I just want to be interactive with it at the same time. Is my thought process. I am very giddy. I'm going to be live for all 3 games. I am very, very giddy. I'm just hopeful, more than anything, that the games are going to be good. That's all I'm hoping for. Sadly, I'm not that confident in 2 of them. The one that I'm most confident in, being an absolute blinder, is the League One one. I think Charlton and Leyton Orient is set up to be 2 very contrasting styles that it just can't fail almost. But the Sheffield United Sunderland one being first one, I am a little bit like, I want it to be mint more than anything. More than anything in life, I want it to be really good. But I am nervous that this is going to be the most obvious 1-0 barefest known to man. I can't lie. I'm a little bit scared of it stinking Gaffart. Do you know what I mean? I agree with Ig. Incoming 3 generational stinkers. I do agree. Sheffield United are like heavy favourites for this, by the way. Like heavy favourites. Not overly surprising. I can't lie. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not surprised at slightest. I'll make Sheffield United favourites here. Like it shows there. I've got my winners who I think will do it. I've got Sheffield United, Leyton Orient, and Wimbledon. I struggle to see how Sunderland could cope with this. You think Sunderland 100% score? See, I disagree massively. I think this is set up perfectly for Sheffield United to score it first 10-15 minutes and win 1-0. I think that's what it's set up for. Personally, I do. Finals are caged anyway, aren't they? Anybody that watched the Man United Tottenham Europa League final of the day, I shit with that game. The standard always falls off because teams are so terrified to lose, especially at Championship one because of what's online and financial side of it. How many like big scoring, fantastic games have there been in recent years in Championship playoff final? Not many. You can pick up like individual moments, but a game itself has had very little to shout about for the last couple of years, especially that I can remember off the top of my head. I might be missing one that's like glaring obvious, but I cannot remember like a mint game from Championship playoff final in a long time. I just think with Sunderland, right? Obviously, both legs looked exact same. Coventry had all at ball. For the most part, I think it's fair to say that Coventry were the better side. I think that's fair. But I also think Sunderland defended very well and Lafayette got it bang on. But I do think across 2 legs, Coventry were better side. And like, if I look at the Sheffield United one, mainly, actually, first, like stats-wise, and I'm going to use the second leg as an example here because everybody's going to go for like but they got a red card, Bristol City. Like, if it's just to disregard anything that happened. It's just the same thing all the time. Like, the possession's not as obvious in this one. Sheffield United in first half away at Bristol City had none at ball, but they still could have been 3-0 up easily. Second half, they had all at ball, and again, they won 3-0 at second half, didn't they? So, Sheffield United can cope with or without ball. It's more about them being them as opposed to catering for whoever opposition is. And I think Sunderland are the exact opposite. I think Sheffield United know that favourites and know that best side here. Sunderland are going to change the game to counter what Sheffield United are going to try and do. But I do think that will suit Sheffield United massively. I really do. Teeny Tosh, you're a Bristol City fan. Please believe me. Please agree with me right now. I think Sheffield United are set up perfectly to win this. I'm trying really hard to jinx them, by the way, but I don't think I'm going to do. I think this is the time. They've had enough shit throughout years with playoff Sheffield. They're going to do it eventually, and I think it will be this. I am seeing like a 1-0 Sheffield. Especially when you look at, if we go through the crosses, for example. Like, Sunderland conceded a lot at ball in spells. Do you know what I mean? In spells, Sunderland conceded a lot at ball. But then, where's the crosses? The crosses are an easy one. Just because I like how obvious it is. 45 crosses from Coventry. They couldn't break them down. Coventry could not break Sunderland down. Once. Right. And Coventry have got a good squad as well. Let's not forget, Coventry have got a very good squad. Like, this is a super team. This is a very, very good top-end championship team. But if they have not got the quality to break Sunderland down and resorted to 70 crosses over 2 games, Sheffield United have got the level of player that Coventry haven't got. So if Sunderland defending two blocks of 4, and yes, they've got this up front, which is the only thing that they've got going from really, I think, as in regards to how they can win this game. But if they defended 2 blocks of 4 Sunderland and put all men behind ball and just try and play for counter-attacks, Sheffield United have got it in them to win it still. They've got it in them to break it down, mainly because they've got this guy, which is almost the only thing that you need. Because him is ridiculous, and he could just do something like that, drop her in out and win game on himself. So that's what Coventry haven't really got, someone like Aimer. And I think, just same again with midfield battles, I feel the same way. I feel the same way as I did with Sunderland and Coventry, which I got wrong in fairness, but I feel the same way with the midfield battles with Sheffield United and Sunderland as I did with Coventry and Sunderland as well. I do think I agree with Adam. I do think it's more about holding your nerve, and I feel like there's a psychological element to playoff final that would go against Sheffield United. Like, I think Sheffield United might shit the pants a little bit, which does make me think that maybe they won't score at first, like 10-15 minutes, and that's the only... The partnership of the psychological aspect of going against Sheffield United and Isidore and Mayenda stood up front for Sunderland is what makes me think they could potentially lose, but I don't see it. I think Sheffield United go 1-0 up first 15 minutes and then sit back and just concede possession all game. Because what are Sunderland going to do, really? Like, say if Sheffield United go 1-0 up first 10-15 minutes, how does Sunderland then break them down, playing how they have done last couple of games against Coventry? Sunderland are better without ball now. They soaked up possession really well and then play for counter-attacks. And that is another thing as well. The fact that they've got Isidore and Mayenda against Robinson, holy shit balls. Do you know what I mean? That ain't good. Like, that really ain't good from a Sheffield United point of view. That they're going to have that thing going on. That's a struggle. that's a big old struggle. But I'm going to say Sheffield United 1, Sunderland 0. Believe me, I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong. But I think Sheffield United win. Who does everyone think is going to win, by the way? I'm seeing a lot of people saying that Sheffield United like heavy favourites. But I want to know, like, for sure, who people think wins this. Sheffield United going up so pointless because they'll go straight down anyway, and if Sunderland go up, they'll put up a good fight. I don't think... Yeah, but in context of this game, it don't mean anything, does it? They're both going to try and set out to win. So... Also, like, it's same for both sides. Sheffield United, it's more easy to say that about Sheffield United just because they've been there and done it more recently. Whereas, like, Sunderland are not going to go up and then just immediately be like a mid-table side. Sunderland, if they go up, will come straight back down. Both of them are definitely come straight back down. Lost Sunderland, actually. Really? There's a lot of Sunderland. That's very surprising to me. Few Sunderlands. Labrie isn't experienced enough for his final. It's his first year. So I agree with that it's his first year. But then at the same time, it completely outclassed Lampard tactically in both games. Would you not agree? Like, Labrie got it bang on both games. They've completely changed styles. So any Sunderland fan in here can, like, point me out on this and say I'm wrong. But surely to God, everybody could see that Sunderland, first half of season, when they were winning every game, think how good they were at start. They were top of the league for a bit. They've been in top 4 since first game. They've never once, like, stepped outside at top 4 as an auto chaser all year. They went from a very high pressing attacking side to dropping off a cliff, losing 6 games coming into playoffs. But then, like that, they've changed from this attacking super team to sitting back in a low block and then just hitting teams on counter against good sides. Lampard's not biggest tactician. I completely agree with that. I do agree with that. But that's what's worked well for Coventry as well. So we can't use that as something to beat Lampard with when it worked so well for him since coming in. It got him into playoffs from being like 15 for something. The two very different coaches, Lampard and Debris. Lampard likes to strip it back and keep it quite simple. But then I think when it comes to playing against a low block, they don't really know how to unlock it final third, do they? Labrie seems like a Pep disciple. I think he will overthink important game. I don't think he changes me. I think, you know, if Sunderland are to go for like what they were before, going for it, going quite gung-ho and going for it high press, I think that'd suit them more in this game. Sheffield United have got a mistake in them back. Defo. What's the point of this live the bag? I'd make more if it were a video. I just want to talk to the lads. What the hell? What the hell, Riveted? I think Sunderland need to resort, and I know it's like it makes no sense saying this because obviously it worked against Coventry, but I think if they play low block and just sit back and defend and try and hit them on counter, I just don't see how the break Sheffield down. Sheffield United have got, Wilder's a much worse cause tactically than Labrie. If you disagree with that, you're lost. Like, Wilder's a very good manager. He's very good at Sheffield United. But Labrie, tactically, miles better than him. Miles. You look at the average age of this Sunderland squad. It's full of kids. Sheffield United have got lads on 50 grand a week. Do you know what I mean? They're not on 50 grand. They were on 50 grand in Premier League. Big names, big players, very intelligent footballers that have got experience at a much higher level than anybody in that Sunderland side. The Sheffield United players, you could almost just say, just go and win. And they probably could for majority here. I don't think they've played particularly well half of this season. And they've come out and finished third on 90 points. So I think he's quite like Lampard in terms of just sitting back and letting players take the reins a lot of time. Do you know what I mean? I think the players are good enough to, and smart enough, really, to do their own thing. I feel as a Sunderland fan, it might be a bit early for us, but then we risk losing players like Bellingham and Reid. I do agree for you. I do agree with you, Adam. I think it's more when, not if, for Sunderland. You will get promoted eventually. But like the core of that squad is so young, and the amount of money that you can make on sales is ridiculous. You will get promoted eventually, even if it's not tomorrow. The more I speak, the more I think Sunderland could nick this. I'm not changing my mind. I'm saying Sheffield United 1-0, and I think logically that is the right thing to do. I think Sheffield United will win this 1-0. But there is a little bit of me that thinks the brain from Sheffield United might hold them back a little bit. I would say if Sunderland had to win this, they need to go for it big time. First 15 minutes, they need to come out fast. I think that we'll go for a little game plan. Why not? We're just going off cuff here. I think if Sunderland go for it fast and get an early goal, that's the only way they could probably see this out. Personally, I agree with Brett. I think they've got to go for it. Because if they come out and just sit back straight away, Sheffield United will break them down. They just will. Come on, boys. We just know that they will. I'm going to run a poll if I know how to do it. Hold on. Start a poll. I just want to see what people think. Sunderland. Sheffield. Winner. Start a poll. I'm casting my vote. No, I'm not. Oh. How do I... Oh my God, this is very close, you know. Very, very close. Just have a little drink, guys. Hold on. Let's go beside another North. Who do you think comes up next season? But you need to know who don't go up this time first, you know what I mean? Ipswich will definitely go straight back up. I think it could be Ipswich and Leicester, top two, which is boring, but I think that's what it could be. And then the loser of this will be right up there. Birmingham will be up there. I think Millwall will get playoffs, seriously. 130 votes. I'm ending poll now. Sunderland 53. Sunderland has win. Lads, what? I am so surprised. Yeah, I've got an Iron Brew, guys, by the way, sorry. I cannot believe Sunderland are favourites in this chart. That is wild to me. Leicester points deduction. Mate, how big's the points deduction? 5 points? It depends how big it is. Minus 15. All right, never mind. Everybody, right, forget what I've said. Ipswich are going to piss this league easily. I thought Leicester were going to get like a 5. I didn't think it would be that crazy. Mate, Mike, look at... Oh, I can't probably show that. It's blood. Sorry, guys. Just my foot's bleeding because I picked my skin up. Anyway, let's keep on track with the video / live. 15 points, right? That's crazy. All right, they'll be playoff chasing then. I'll tell you what, there could be a real chance for like a nothing side to really push for it next year. Ipswich are going to be like by and large best side. I mean, teeny toast, mate. Unfortunately, you're going back to 12. Like, respectfully, you're going back to 12. Anyway, so I'm going to stick, even though chat favours Sunderland, which is wild to me, I'm saying Sheffield United. I'm saying Sheffield United, respectfully. So, I'm disagreeing with chat for the first one. Second one, I think I'm definitely disagreeing with you all on this one, I'm not going to lie to you. Charlton, heavy favourites. Heavy favourites. Big favourites. Again, not that surprising with defensive record and Nathan Jones. Not that surprising. But I fancy Leyton Orient big time. Charlton, mate, anybody that watched these games, how shit were they for a start? Like, let's be serious. How terribly bad were these games at start? They were absolutely awful. Both Charlton and Wickham games, home and away, crap. Hall of Fame dog shit. But at least Charlton had something going for him in defensive side of things. Wickham did very little. Especially at Wickham, I think Charlton did a great job. Like, they obviously went for a draw, didn't they? They obviously went for a draw, and they got it. But at home, I thought Wickham had a little bit of something against them. I know it's not showing anything. They had no shots on target. But I'm thinking more about the Kone chance. You know when he's side netting? As if you're looking at the game on the left side, he's side netting, didn't he? And that was quite a big chance. So Charlton can be got at. Will, thank you for £2, mate. Modric bought a house in Swansea plus links of playing. He ain't playing for Swansea, bro. Let's be serious. I appreciate your £2 massively. Thank you very much. But that fella is not playing for Swansea. And if he does, I'm lost. I'm absolutely lost. I mean, I think Leyton Orient win. Thank you, Will. I think Leyton Orient win this. I genuinely do. Charlton are always good in playoffs. But at a certain point, what does that mean? Sheffield United have got like the worst record in playoff history. And they are heavy favourites with bookies. Like, past history mentally does affect you, I guess, a little bit. But more from the negative side. I don't think anybody with an half-decent record at Wembley or an half-decent playoff record is going into it thinking, well, normally we're really good in playoffs, so we should win. I think you only think like that on the negative side of stuff. You think Orient don't win? I don't know. I just think they're really good going forward. That's oh, I've just closed that one on accident, for God's sake. I think they're very good going forward. Leyton Orient now. And throughout the season, Wickham were, for the most part, like up until Bloomfield leaving to go to Luton, Wickham were a very good side. I wouldn't judge Wickham based on that period in playoffs. Like, they were a Dodds team. They were a mid-table side. They were a mid-table side, Wickham under Dodds. They've been shit for ages. They offered very little going forward. And I still think, especially at Charlton, its second leg, Charlton showed little creaks of being able to get through. And I think Kelman, its second half of the season, has been much better than what Kone has. They've got Donnelly. I think they've got big leaders at back. They could deal with aerial threat. Leyton Orient could, of Charlton. And also, don't forget, yes, Charlton have won. Like, they've gone through. And Wycombe were crap in both games. Charlton weren't good. Charlton were shit in both games. Both of them. Yeah, they went for a draw in first leg and they did well to get it. But they were still crap in second leg as well. They were. I guess it signed they're a good side that you can just get over the line, innit, and grind it out. Would you rather go to Charlton or Leyton Orient away next year? That's the question. Either, mate. I've been to both. I'll go to either again. I don't care. You know what I mean? Nathan Jones, I feel like, is doing a Wilder, which is taking all flack and making none of attention going to players. He's good at what he does. He plays pantomime villain. But I think Wilder have been up winning side and Charlton have been up losing one. I think this could be a very good game. I'll just put it on this one now. I think this could actually be a very good game. People are going to disagree with me, but I think this will be a nice scoring game, me. I think Charlton could concede first half and have to come out, which could make it quite lively. Leyton Orient just are better than Wycombe. Do you know what I mean? And Charlton won 1-0. I know they won 3-0 away in running, to be fair, which is like the playoffs adds a little bit of nerves on it and a bit of an edge. But Leyton Orient are a better side than Wycombe and have been for months and months. Like, you look at the form that they're on coming into this, mate. These are no mugs. And the goals at the score as well. 2-2, 4, 1 there, 2, 4, 3, 3. We're going to get us Pauling. We'll get us Pauling. Winner. Hold on. Winner. Charlton. Orient. Don't be swayed by what I'm saying, by the way. Do not be swayed. Charlton haven't lost a single game since they scored first. They won 27 out of 28 and drew 1. That's fine, but I don't think they'll score first. Do you know what I mean? I think Leyton Orient score first here. In my personal, humble opinion, I see Leyton Orient first goal. Have they both sold out, by the way? I saw Charlton are taking millions, but it's because it's on the doorstep, innit? Leyton Orient, I'm assuming a lot of West Ham fans, if they've got no better to do, will be going. But I don't actually know. I just pick who I want to win, but that's cheating. That's cheating, and you want to grow up. Charlton look heavy favourites here. Orient have nothing to lose. Charlton do, because Jones will leave. To where? Where's Jones going? He's not getting a champ move. I don't think. Jones won't leave if you stay down. I completely agree. I don't think it... The only thing I could potentially see is the Cardiff job, because he's a Cardiff fan, innit? But I don't think Cardiff aren't going to pay him out of his contract. No way. I don't think Jones leaves. Oh, Sunderland, aren't we? We are tomorrow, mate. This is closer than I thought as well. I'm going to end it now, because I just want to see what people are voting. What's it coming up with there? Charlton marginal favourites again. See, there's no, like, clear winner, is there, with these? There's no clear winner on either of them. On Championship ones, people voted for Sunderland marginally. And I disagree with that. I disagree with both here. I disagree with both sides. Again. I think Sheffield United win this one and people voted Sunderland. And I think Leyton Orient win this one and people voted Charlton. I am surprised, though, why people... Like, are the same people who voted Sunderland also voting Charlton? Because that would surprise me. I'd say, like, going on similarities, these two are more similar and these two are more similar. Like, Sunderland and Leyton Orient playstyle-wise are probably more similar, and Sheffield United and Charlton definitely are. So I'm confused if people have voted for both. Or like one or the other. If you voted Sheffield United and Leyton Orient, that would surprise me. I cannot lie to you. But yeah, I'm going Sheffield United first. I'll go Sheffield United to win. I'm going Leyton Orient to win. People actually voted Sunderland. Yeah, mate, for Sunderland won. Sunderland won on votes. Charlton and Sunderland more similar. That's wild. Really? Yeah, Casper, we are. Sunderland picks a cope. Charlton's more realistic. I do agree Charlton's the more realistic out of the two games. They're all going to be close, is thing. They're all going to be very close, nervy, edgy games, these are. All right, Tom. I'm a Wednesday fan and I think United will win. I just struggle to like... I struggle to see it with some of these teams. I struggle to see it. We were more convincing in semis than Orient despite not playing well. But that's because of the level of opposition that you're playing. Would you not agree? Stockport are a much better side than Wycombe were. And I think if Charlton had played Stockport, I think it could have been done. I think Charlton could have been done if they'd have played either of the other two sides. I think there's a lot of like false belief where Charlton, just based on how crap the side they're playing like are. Wycombe are terrible. For like this second half of the season, they've been horrendous. Honestly. I'm gonna read comments a minute because I just want to see what people actually think of this. Bigger fan base and both very defensive in playoffs. Yeah, but like, come on. Everybody's been, to a certain extent, everybody's been defensive in playoffs. Well, no, I disagree with that as well. Saying that, it's weird that I can't edit this, and I just like waffle. Because normally I would just say something and then like move on to the next thing and clip the bit of shit out. Whereas now you're just hearing me. It's like I'm recording a vid, but there's just no editing involved. Sheffield United were very attacking. Leyton Orient and Stockport were both very attacking. Like the only like really defensive side out of all of them so far has been Sunderland and Charlton. Sunderland and Charlton both very defensive. I do agree with that actually with that guy. What he was saying now. Sunderland and Charlton were both defensive minded and quite scared to lose. I think, but Sunderland were much better with it. Sunderland had an obvious plan going forward that worked. Charlton, I think, relied on a bit of pluckiness. There were less tactical nuance with Charlton than there were from Sunderland. Sunderland went there with a plan. Charlton, I think, rode the luck a little bit. And they defended well, Charlton. I don't want to take that away from them. They defended well. But they offered little to nothing going forward. Whereas Leyton Orient have got so much going forward. But at the same time, I think if they wanted to, they could defend quite well. And I think they will. Leyton Orient have just got this... They've got this race car stood up front. Teams play different in a semi-final than in a final to a semi, though. Did they? I disagree with that as well. I disagree. Obviously, we can't see yet, and I'm trying to think of like teams last year. I can't remember EFL Playoffs last year, to be honest with you. It depends on the manager, doesn't it? Because you could just change tactically quite easy, and that's what I think Sunderland could potentially have going for them. I just think Sheffield United have got the personnel that Sunderland haven't got, which would make them win. I can't see past Sheffield United. I'd be willing to like talk about the Charlton one, but I can't see past Sheffield United. Blades are better against defensive team. Yeah, because they've got the level of play to break sides down, haven't they? They've just got very good players. Wycombe played for pens from minute one at first leg. So did Charlton. Charlton went for a draw first leg. And I don't, like I said, I don't particularly think they went out to try and slap them up in the second one. Hold on, let me read that. Off your horse if you think Charlton didn't tactically manage the game well, were pulled through both legs with one shot on target conceded and one tactical battle at home. But you were playing a very poor side. That's the only thing I'm saying. I think you were playing a very poor side. I still don't think you offered anything going forward. Respectfully. There were no, like, big saves or anything that I can remember from a Wycombe perspective. You had that one shot at end where he had it, I think it was Godden won it, on chest and then side volley. And that goal was scrappy as all. There were no real quality from Charlton going forward. Whereas with Leyton Orient, there is. That's my only thing. I don't actually know the head-to-head. What were scores when they played each other? 2-0 Leyton Orient away, and then 2-1 Charlton away. Oh, that's interesting. That's quite odd. Is that when Leyton Orient were on the streak of just losing consistently? Let me just check this out a minute. Yeah, this were in the little spell. Leyton Orient's loss on to Charlton. Like, this is what I mean. I think momentum's a drug and all. I know I got that wrong with the Coventry thing, but I do think momentum's like one hell of a drug, boys. I can't lie to you. I can't lie. If Hamer doesn't show up, Sheffield are so poor at creating chances. Yeah, but he will. That's my thinking. I don't think he's shown anything, Hamer, to say that he won't turn up in a big game. He scored at Wembley, went for Coventry. Not me. When both teams, that's quite a good one actually. When both teams have played Barnsley, who was better out of Charlton and Leyton Orient? Leyton Orient probably quite comfortably. I think did they not slam us at home? I think the better's 4-0 at our place. Charlton, but thing is, it depends because later on in season you evolve, don't you? You evolve and you get better. So Charlton at our place were terrible, like awful. But that were definitely near start of the season. I think it was Tuesday night, but they were absolutely dog shit. Away we were terrible. To be fair, I don't want it quite an even game away actually. Dunn were quite good, but we offered like again fairly little. I think a draw would have been fair there. But at home or at our place, Charlton were quite poor. But Leyton Orient both times. Again, mainly from the attacking point of view, they slammed us. I think they scored 8 goals against us. I'm sure the bet's 4-0 at home. And then 4-3 away. Obviously, I went to both. I didn't go to Charlton away, but I went to Leyton Orient home and away. Leyton Orient can be got at by sides that have got a little bit of something going forward, though. Charlton aren't. I don't think Charlton have got enough going forward to properly harm Leyton Orient. Whereas Leyton Orient have. That's my only thinking. I don't see how people can disagree with that. If you think Charlton will win, that's fair enough. But you cannot surely sit here and say that Charlton have got more going forward than Leyton Orient have. Or that you think Charlton are more likely to score than Leyton Orient are. Because I disagree, if that's what you think. How well do you think League One playoff when they're doing Championship next season? I think they both go down. But it obviously depends on the players that they're bringing, because Oxford went up and spent a bomb. So I didn't have going forward in the last 2 games. Charlton, but against like an absolutely dog shit Wickham side. I don't know. They didn't create anything, mate. Charlton's goal were from some scrappy piece of shit. Leyton Orient have scored very good goals. I know one of them were like 15 yards offside. Orient can't defend corners to save their lives. But they've got some big lads in there. Do you think Jones getting promoted with similar style of squad with Luton might play a factor? But again, it depends on opposition. It depends on opposition. What's Jones's record like in playoffs? Has he even had that many goals at it? Orient should win. They have momentum. I think at Wembley that don't mean as much. I think it means more in semis than it does in final. But regardless, I still think I just can't do it, boys. I'm sorry. I've got to just give it to Sheffield United and Charlton. Sheffield United and Leyton Orient. Bloody hell, I've said it now. Orient beat everyone at top 5 teams this season away and home. What? About Birmingham? Jones has never been in a playoff final. It lost to Huddersfield in champ playoffs with Luton. Can't exactly play against a team like Wickham when they set out to kill us from minute 1. But you not think though with that I think Charlton would exact same though. I don't think it was Wickham coming and playing like Wickham. I think Charlton and Wickham both played fairly similar. The games were terrible. There were no quality there really across board. And the thing that I keep going back to is Leyton Orient have got that quality, especially going forward. That I just cannot see how they don't score here. I could very easily see Charlton not scoring, but there's no world where I don't see Leyton Orient having a 0 next to the name at 90 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can see certain sides keeping clean sheets. Charlton, I don't see it. I do not see how Charlton go 90 minutes without conceding against this Leyton Orient side. They are so good going forward. So good. What do I think about League 2? I think that's probably a very tough one to call as well, to be honest. Wimbledon, like, They were half decent at home against Notts County. A good finish. And they killed game off like quite early doors, didn't they? What do I think about Walsall, actually? There's not a... I think they did well to turn it around, like the momentum side of things. I think they've done well to turn it around. And they've obviously got some good players, Walsall have. But again, I'm not sure if I see them winning at Wembley. I mean, 6 goals have been scored between these two this season, only one win in 90 minutes. Right, that's wild. Alright, man, fuck you. If one team does keep a clean sheet versus Orient, it's Charlton, though. What? Let me look at the goal difference here. 43 conceded to 48. To be fair, the goals scored are quite similar. Right, let's disregard that and go for like let's say last 15 games. Charlton have obviously got more points. Oh, defensively a lot better there. And scoring a fair few as well. Am I going daft? What about last 10? Where are Charlton getting these goals from? Hello? Where are Charlton scoring these goals? They got 4 against Wickham. Yeah, I remember that one. 3 against Burton. 4 against Huddersfield. Am I just crazy in thinking that Charlton aren't that good going forward than they actually are? Well, they've got some good players. Man. I agree with Daniel. I do think people underestimate Leyton Orient. I really do. I do agree with that. I'm just like... I don't know. Oh, no, I'm not being gaslit. I'm so easily influenced. I am not being gaslit here. I'm not being gaslit. I'm sticking with Leyton Orient. I'm sticking what I've said down there. I think Sheffield United, Leyton Orient and Wimbledon are my winners. Honestly. Got a nailed on to score. Disagree. Again, I completely disagree again. Honestly, I completely disagree. I mean, tomorrow I'm going to be live like half an hour before. So it's 3 o'clock tomorrow and it's 2:30. And then once you've got an idea on the lineups and you can see it and you can sort of like have more of a gauge on what you think game's going to be like and how it's going to go and how it's going to play out, I think that's a lot easier. Because there could be an injury that we don't know about. Do you know what I mean? There could be certain fitness issues. There might be like a massive change. Like Jones might drop one of his best players. You never know. You never know with anything until lineups are out. And I think then you can definitely have more of a grasp on it. But I don't see Leyton Orient not losing. I do not see Leyton Orient losing. Orient no mugs on defence either. Especially with that Beckles inside. The with and without Beckles, they are so much better with him. I'm with Leyton Orient. I'm with Sheffield United, Leyton Orient, and Wimbledon. Boys, I'm doing it. I'm sticking with that. I'm sticking with that. I'm gonna dip now, by the way. I just wanted to test waters with a little live and speak my mind because I couldn't do a video on this because I wouldn't have enough to talk about properly. And I like the what's the word? I like the interaction with everybody, and I just like talking to people about football. I just had to get my thoughts off my mind, and I wanted to see the general gauge of what people thought were going to happen. I needed to see what people were thinking. I'm just going to do a poll for League 2 quickly because, again, I want to see what people think. Hold on. Let me do this. Right, start that quickly. I just want to see what people think about that. Because I've disagreed with everybody, or I've disagreed with the general votes on both. Callum's Joe Sheffield United to jinx them. I genuinely have not. I've not. Promise you, I've not. Oh, there's a lot. Oh no, that's catching up a little bit now. Wimbledon and Wimbledon and Walsall. Blue Kip tomorrow at 8th time. I'm just interested in how that goes. They're all very close. It surprised me that there's not been one where someone's ran away. Obviously, it's like the 3rd and 4th best teams in each league, respectively. So it's going to be a close game regardless. Fuck me, that's so close. It's unbelievable. I'm going to end it there. Let me just see what people think. Because it doesn't update in time for me. Wimbledon marginal winners. Right, that's the only one I agree with people on. So we'll probably all get that one wrong. Because we've agreed. So we're definitely getting that one in Warsaw. Congratulations. So the general votes of you lot versus me is you think Sunderland at Charlton and Wimbledon will win, and I think Sheffield United, Leyton Orient and Wimbledon will win. Quite interesting. But we will see tomorrow, won't we? Boys, we will see tomorrow. I'm going to go now. It's been an absolute pleasure. I just wanted to talk to you all and get a gauge on what we're happening. So, thank you as always. You've got a triple on them all to be a draw. That's quite good, actually. That's quite good. Boys, thank you for joining. It's only been a 40-minute. We've been here for 2 seconds. It's quite a strange one because I've got nothing to watch and I'm just talking to chat, and I was trying to do a mixture of live and a video at once, so it's quite difficult for me because it's the first time I've done it. But thank you for joining. I will be live at 2:30 tomorrow for Sheffield United and Sunderland. I hope I'm wrong. Believe me, I hope you're all right, boys, and I'm not. I really do. Oscar, thank you for £2, mate. Sheffield United 2-0. Charlton 4-3 on Pens, Wimbledon. I don't know about the 2-0 with Sheffield. That's all I'm thinking about there. I don't disagree with it all. It's just the Sheffield United 2-0. I think if Sheffield United go 1-0 up, no. I'm not getting into it again. But thank you, Oscar. Appreciate it massively. Boys, I'm going. I will see you all tomorrow at 2:30. Just thank you for watching. Anybody watching this on video, cut me some slack. Right, boys, absolute pleasure. I'll see you tomorrow.